Okay, first of all, we're located here in Bavaria, in Germany, southern Germany. Nice weather, one of the hottest spots in Germany from the weather. So maybe not the best occasion for English Bulldog, a French Bulldog, because of the well-known health problems that breeds sadly often have. And so we breed Continental Bulldog since 2006. It's a very, very new breed, started 2001 in Switzerland, founded by Mrs. Imelda Angan from Pickwick Kennel. She's the founder, the founder of the breed. And before 2006, we bred Bordeaux dogs.
Okay.
70 to 80 kilogram weight, and we only made 3 litters of Dr. Bordeaux, and then we recognized that the breed is, it's hard to say that the breed is very, very unhealthy. They have a lifespan of 6 to 7 years here in Europe. Old Dr. Bordeaux is 9. One for our oldest, Edda, she died when she was 9 years old, 9.5 years old. That's Methuselah for Dr. Bordeaux. Then for another dog, we live here very, very on the countryside with no neighbors and very, very alone, middle in the wild. And so we looked for a dog with a little bit appearance that not like German Shepherd or Retriever or a normal dog. Dr. Bordeaux was very into sun dogs. And then we looked for something similar, like Bull Mastiff or stuff like that. And then we came on the Continental Bulldog. It was in the first years of the project, and there were only very, very few dogs in Germany. Most of the dogs were in Switzerland, where the origin of the breed is. And we looked for a breeder, and there were only 2 or 3 breeders at the time of the whole race. And so we went to Imelda Angan from Pickwick Kennel, a very nice old lady, and she bought our first dogs, Pickwick Ballerina, and another dog, Akira from the Römerbrücken. Like that's from a kennel that doesn't exist anymore. What was the first kennel in the first kennel in Germany, I think. And then we to describe the Continental Bulldog is a healthier version, or is conceived as a healthier version of the English Bulldog. Longer nose, longer legs, more athletic body. The healthier, more vitality in appearance, and optically similar to the old English Bulldog. Works with long tail and longer nose, but on the background, 2 totally different projects. With Europe, you have also the old English Bulldog, a very common breed, Bulldog breed, and now since 2001, 2002, you have the Continental Bulldog. The optic is similar, but the Continental Bulldog is more like the transparent, especially in health standard. Old English Bulldog, everybody, there are many clubs, and everybody does what he wants, good and bad. And the Continental Bulldog, even if there are 3 or 4 different clubs too inside the Continental Bulldog in Germany, in Switzerland, etc. All breeding dogs have the same standard of health certification, and that's the most important. I think that's the most important fact on the Continental Bulldog, because in Europe, I believe in Europe, the people are much more sensitive about health on the dogs than in the US. When I see on Instagram, I see dogs in the United States. In Germany, that wouldn't be possible. There would be consequences in the shitstorm and hey, a lot of hate because the dog isn't healthy anymore. In Europe, the people are more sensitized. And so I think that the Continental Bulldog is it's a very, it can get the same diseases in every dog, of course. No, it's not supernatural, but it's a very robust and already a healthy bulldog hybrid in my opinion. So not too sportive, but not too lazy. Nice mix of all. For normal people, if you are a very, very sportive person, you need a Australian cattle dog or Jack Russell Terrier, not a bulldog. In my opinion, a bulldog has to be a bulldog. Even if it's a bulldog hybrid, athletic bulldog hybrid, it still has to be a bulldog, especially in temperament. And that's the most important fact here at Asgard Pride. We want a stable and a very team player dogs, and especially a bulldog has to be loving every human. In my opinion, I've seen a lot of respect. I've seen your last guest, Mr. Jung. Dogs.
Yeah.
Very nice dogs and a lot of work. All that training and stuff like canine and stuff like that. But that's totally not our version of a bulldog or our view on the bulldog. We want them as relaxed and as chilled as possible. Family dog. The right dog, the right bulldog can sure be a good working dog.
Yeah.
But in Germany or here in Europe, there is in my opinion, there's no market for those dogs. It's more the shepherd, high-end canine, stuff like that, and bulldog is nobody does it. The Continental Bulldog is mainly English Bulldog, pure FCE English Bulldog blood, a little bit mixed up in the early years, a little bit mixed up with Old English Bulldog from this time, and a little dose of French Bulldog. But that was in the first years before our time, in the first years in Switzerland, and no real. That project stopped, I think, but it's mainly English Bulldog blood. And the factor that makes the Continental Bulldog healthy is simply the genetic effect of the heterosis. If you stop the incest breeding and give a lot of fresh blood inside, then the dogs get healthier by nature. You don't have to do anything, you just have to wait. When the Continental Bulldog started, everybody thought it would take 20 to 30 years until you get out of the sick English Bulldog, a healthier version of it. But it took only 2 to 3 generations, and then the teeth were much better. The tails got long. Now nearly, I would say, 95% of the Continental Bulldogs have long tails. And the legs get longer, and the dogs get healthier and live longer. You can say the lifespan of a Continental Bulldog is 12 to 14 years.
Wow.
Like a market dog, let them know. And not 6 to 7 like Dr. Bordeaux or German dog, Deutsche Dogge or Rottweiler or this breed. Yeah. It was founded by Imelda Ander from Pickwick Kennel in Switzerland. She bred English Bulldog, English Bulldog years before. And then I think she realized that this is no future for the English Bulldog.
No.
And so she decided to start something new. And now it is a little breed. Yeah, and it is important to have it as transparent as possible. The health checks we with 15 months, every dog for breeding, all studs and females have to get a health check. That's X-ray mainly, hips, elbows of course, then the spine. We also let X-ray the throat section, that there is enough space for circulation. But that's not a problem on the actual generations of Continental Bulldog. And all the body functions get checked, and teeth of course. And only if that gets sent anonymous, with a non-named letter, directly from the vet to the veterinary university in Gießen, through Dr. Kellhelm, and then he gets it on his desk, and he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know the race, he doesn't know the breeder, he doesn't know male or female, no, only the race, the X-rays. And then this man says yes or no. A, B, C, D, E are the grades, and then it's too bad, no chance to bring it to breed. And that's the important fact, that there is a hard selection.
Wow.
It has a lot more future for the race. This is there's no way out if you always make them messier and messier. And we are no big show people. I don't never go to dog shows. That's the nice thing on the Continental Bulldog. I think there is no must to go on shows and expect stuff like that. It's completely in our club. It's completely separated. Breeding is separated. Hey, breeding is breeding is separated from exhibition, and that's very important for me because I have most races, not only bulldog races, have the actual problems because of excessive mixture of exhibition and breeding. Because only when a dog is a champion, it doesn't make him or her to a good breeding dog, in my opinion. And you have the popular sire syndrome, like we say in genetics. And when there's one champion, all breeders go to mate with him because they think they get their puppies away very quick and soon and for good money. And so maybe the half of a year population of a breed are siblings or half brothers and half sisters because they have all the same father. So it's many breeds, not only in the bulldog. And if this dog, if this popular sire, if this male, for example, has a genetic disease that you can only see after years, then you have the problem that 3 or 5 or 6 years later, half of the population of the deer can get this disease. And so we think it's better to keep a little mixture and don't overuse the males. Our real champion dogs like Asgard's Black Drive, he mated maybe already 10 times in his whole life, and that's for a shepherd standard. It's nothing. They mate on one weekend 10 times with one mate. So we want to keep it more as genetically as spread as possible. That's the secret of the healthiness of the Continental Bulldog, and it's all. It's not too hard to make it. I think it's actual in the Continental Bulldog. It's much harder to keep the stable and safe and cool bulldog character. That's the most problem in the biggest problem in the breed that I see at the moment. Healthiness, the dogs are healthy. The actual generations are healthy dogs like a normal dog. But I see a lot of breeders. I see a lot of problems in character. To humans, they are all beloved, but often they are not as friendly to each other. Males and females. That is a problem that I see in the Continental Bulldog and in the Old English Bulldog in Germany too. So we stand over the years. We selected our dogs to as stable as possible character, and only mated the cool ones. And so we stand for team players in Germany. There are a lot of dogs, and they have to be friendly to each other. Way around it. They have a big pack. And the little ones learn it from the older ones, and that's the thing how we do it in Asgard. But it will swap over. I think as many things from the US swap over to Europe, but I think that will swap over to the United States sometimes, and then the thing is needed. Now we also made genetic testings, of course. That's state of art. And that is even if you don't test too much, even if you have only a database. That's the most important thing, that you have every dog, every puppy from our club, and every breeding dog from our club are genetically screened by a lab in Austria, Ferragin, and they archivated for us, and we have a database with, I don't know, maybe around 2,000 examples probed. And so when sometimes there will be, what I don't hope, that there is a genetic disease or stuff like that, or illness that appears, then you can get out where it comes from, and not only by hearing. So what people say, if you get breeders, it always comes from the other, not from themselves. The problems, and so you have from the genetically possibility to test it genetically where this problem is located. But then you can react in the needed ways, and not only like feeling. My real mentor is a nice word, I have to say. Real mentor, would I say, is Georg Schatzer from the Alpifesting. He's a Bull Terrier breeder. Okay. Breeding for, I think, I don't know, 40 years. Very, very, he's a dogman. The worst dogman, and only dogs from morning to the night, and a lot of talking on the phone about dogs, and a lot of work with his dogs, and hard work with the dogs. And I think he is the person that really influenced me on the dog business.
That's awesome.
Not a bulldog man. He bred bulldogs a long time before too, but he's since years he's only Bull Terrier man, miniature Bull Terrier man. He's, I think, the miniature Bull Terrier man in Germany here, and Australia champions and stuff like that. So he's really deep in the dogs. Yeah, of course. I'm sure in police and in the army and in Germany they have working dogs, but it's ironic they in Germany they don't use the German Shepherd for protection, stuff like that. They use the Belgian Malinois, obviously, because they light, more acoustic. But bulldogs, you don't see any working.
You don't see.
It have maybe 2 or 3 in Eastern Germany or I don't know where, but there's no real working dog scene with the bulldog. No, the only working dogs of the bulldog are therapy dogs. We have from one of our X-litters, X-Ray. He is one of the first German diabetic alert dogs. Okay. Schooling from puppy stage on, and his owner has diabetics in very hard. And the dog is trained that I think he sniffs about the insulin level. His owner, he recognized that it gets too low, and the owner gets apathic and sleepy. Then he stumps him and wakes him up and recognizes him that he has to shoot his insulin.
That's great.
Very long journey until this, but it works perfectly. And I think because of the very empathic character of the bulldog, because they do a lot of things to be loved by the people. That's one of the most impulses of the bulldog, I think. No? They do very much things to be loved by their owners, or to be close to their owners, as close as possible. It can be very penetrant too, but they want to be close. And that's I think the most important fact that you have to realize when you want a bulldog. That you get a dog that wants to get close to your family and everybody.
Very sensitive breed.
Very, very soft breed in character. Even the males, the Continental Bulldog males, they look like gorillas, or not like gorillas, but they look very imposing. But they're very, very soft in have a hard voice or shouting. It's totally, they are they never do again. They are very sensitive. The standard of the Continental Bulldog is what I like is flexible. Nearly, I would say, even a dog with the proportions of the dog should be perfect. Real thing. I mean, it depends. You can even have a Continental Bulldog with 35 centimeters. That's, I don't know what an inch. No, it's small, like a big French bully or English bulldog or none. But there are also Continental Bulldogs that are very, very big, that have then 40 kilograms. Now, our dogs depend between the males 25 to 30 kilograms, and the females 20 to 25 kilograms.
Okay.
I mean, it would be around 50 pounds, I think.
Around
150 pounds.
Yeah,
but that's in Germany, the people go very, very much with their dogs compared to United States, I think. The people here go, a lot of the people that have dogs from us, they walk 3 to 4 hours a day with the dog. Of people today spend nearly the whole free time with the dog outside in the forest, and that's a thing that a Continental Bulldog can also do. But I have also older people or more relaxed people that are more chilling on the couch, and that's something that the Continental Bulldog can also do, because he always wants to be with his people. So they have a temperament when there is action needed. They like it, and they go with you and like driving in the car and going everywhere, no problem. But if you relax at home, the Bulldogs are relaxed too, and that's, I think, the important thing on the Bulldog, that they have the chilly dog. Nou, in de eine. We are potty training actually on the stage. We are on the training to making pee on the outside.
Yeah.
On the eye when they have to pee, I have to take them. But they're acting nice.
Anything special?
Obedience training is, in my opinion, never wrong. With no dog, soft obedience training is no problem. But I also have people that never visited a dog school, and it was the first dog in their life, and stuff like that, and even they had no problems. Soft people, very and even the Bulldog is a dog that it's not too hard in raising up. It tolerates a lot of mistakes from the owner. The dog always have to look that you are the dominant part and that you are over the dog and stuff like that, like Doberman. Bulldog is very, they don't want to try to push them up. They don't want to become chef. They are happy when they are leaded. We wish to get the boss.
Sure.
Of course, one of my most loved topics. No, we live, like I said, we live very countryside on an old mill from the medieval times, and we are living here since 16 years now, and building it up here and doing a lot of things by our own on the house and stuff like that, and have a lot of acres around with land. And with a creek and with forests and a lot of green areas. It's very, very nature based here on our location. And we have our dogs in some in the house, of course. The mamas with the babies, and before birth they are in the house in special whelping rooms, temperated and with litter boxes and built litter boxes by ourselves from PVC plastic boards that are normally used here in Germany for building up cattle, pig barns. No, it's like a click system. You can click them on each other. Very cool product, and it's resistant against all chemicals and easy to clean and then to keep it clean, because even a person with only one dog knows a dog makes a lot of dirt. Dogs make a lot of dirt, and especially the whelping process, a lot of dirt. So in our use, it's impossible to use wood whelping boxes or stuff like that. We have many puppies and wheelers, and so we need profi equipment. So we build our whole kennel setup is built by ourselves, because there is because the only thing you can buy here, what is really cool, are the kennel element, the fencing element, and all other things we build by ourselves, because it's all. I'm not a fan of wood in dog housing. I all made with plastic or with tile. But and you know what? I'm not a fan of wood because it soaks and it stings and it's not hygienic. And we want to keep everything well clean. We built I think about 20 dog houses, little dog houses inside the kennels, out of with PVC elements too, with stainless steel applications on it that they can't bite on it. No?
Right.
Bulldog has a lot of bite energy, And so when they want to destroy something, they chew on it, no? And so we have a hooligan safe. I always say hooligan safe, like no possibility to destroy it in any way. And we have a very I think we have a very professional setup, because I'm a full-time dog breeder. I don't do anything else than dog breeding since university. I was only very short on university. And then I realized that the dog breeding is much more my lifestyle. I bred since school times during the school. I also bred more dogs than learning for school. And so I started to want to make it professional. We expanded a little bit, no? With the very good dogs we also had. And now for sure we are the biggest Continental Bulldog breeder in Germany, for sure. Austria, 2 in Switzerland.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you have to say we only make, I would say, 9 to 10 litters per year. So we will with non-stop rotation. It's the puppies are 10 weeks here at us. No, they stay 10 weeks here, 8 weeks vaccination, the chipping, and then 10 weeks after socialization. Then they move out to the new homes. And so we have, we have nearly always puppies, younger puppies, older puppies. We have always puppies around, and so also the puppy stuff has to be, professional and easy to clean, good for the dog.
Right.
The Continental Bulldog, I think slowly the Continental Bulldog gets a little bit international. Have to switch. Saying rights for all. And I think slowly the Continental Bulldog gets a little bit international. In the German-speaking area, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, the 3 countries, it's always there. But now we have 6 to 7 dogs in Finland, and now 1 in Sweden, and in Brazil we have a dog, and in the US we have some dogs, and Canada, and Eastern Germany, Slovenia, and Serbia. And now I think since not 2 to 3 years, the Conti makes a little bit a step over the nice thing. And I also support. We always here at Asgard, we always supported people that wanted to start breeding. We are not like some breeders that they'll be it and it's all concurrence and no, it's a lot of work and stuff like that. It's a lot of work, of course. No, every puppy every day is a lot of work. But if someone wants to do this work, I have no problem with that. Or we have no problem. We always supported people that wanted to start breeding the Bulldog. I think it's for me it's a perfect breed because there is a lot of room to experiment.
Yeah, okay.
Normal dog breed like Doberman or Labrador, stuff like that. For me they all look like clones. They all look the same. And in the Bulldog hybrids, you really can bring in your own style. That's not so possible, I think, on other breeds. Because you have that very fixated standard, and in the Bulldog hybrids you can, but because of that, on the Bulldog hybrids you have pretty dogs, but you have also not so pretty dogs. Because a Bulldog also can look not so good. If the colors don't compare very nicely. So there's the possibility to breed really nice looking dogs, or to breed just for couch and use dogs.
Right.
I think so. Of course, more than the English Bulldog or the French Bulldog. That's for sure. But I always say everything what a normal person can do in their activity, these dogs can do. I have people that go jogging with a Bulldog, or bicycling with a Bulldog, or some make besides the horse with a Bulldog, a horse dog. It always depends on the individual dog, because the dogs look so different. You have more massive Continental Bulldogs with shorter legs and massive in body structure, and you also sometimes have more sportive dogs that look like more. In worst case, they look more like a boxer than a Bulldog. But that's the type we don't prefer at Asgard. We order not as massive as possible, but more massive than to filigree or to weaving Bulldog type. Not so stuff looking, not too because the Bulldog, I always say if it gets too healthy, in optics. No, too doggish in optics. The nose gets too long, and the legs get too long, and the body gets too long. Then a bulldog doesn't look like a bulldog anymore, more like a Staffordshire Bull Terrier or a pit bull or stuff like that. No, and so that's also the look that we want to not want in our dogs. We want our dogs woolly type. It depends in euro, but I think in dollar. In euro, it depends between. You can get a Continental Bulldog from 1,300 until to 2,500, I would say. Our Bulldog is between 18 to 20, to 2,000. 2,100 age. Not like the American bullies in the United States with 10,000 and 50,000 and 1 million and stuff like that. No, not my children. Yeah, my father. Yeah, and we don't breed too many colors. We prefer the red fawn. We also have brindle dogs, dark brindle and bright brindle. We have everything, but we have no blue dogs in the Continental Bulldogs. No blue dogs, no Merle dogs, and everything like that platin and all that strange colors are not accepted in the Continental Bulldog. Only the classical Bulldog colors, inclusive black tricolor. That's a color my father prefers very much. White like little Rottweilers, no? So Venezuela dogs. No? And that's very cool, but all that other diluted colors are not allowed in the Continental Bulldog because of eventual skin problems or etc. Are pure, and it's not. These colors can be not healthy for the dog in worst case. There are always that few pictures from blue dogs without any hair anymore and open skin and looking terrible. That can happen. Not must happen, because if every blue dog would be ill, all French bulldogs in Germany would be dead, because nearly all French bulldogs in Germany are blue at the moment. Also, and they're ill dogs, but they are also healthy dogs. Or Weimaraner, an old German breed, Weimaraner. They are normally blue since 100 of years for sure, without comments. Stuff like that. We imported many dogs since from the US and from Ecuador and from Hungary. We imported some dogs from the Bulldogs to bring it to get this heterosis, this is genetic heterosis effect in fresh blood. And fresh blood you have to get somewhere, and on this as far as you go, as easy as possible to get fresh blood. And so we imported a Magic Mike from our expo kennel in Ecuador. A very good breeder, I think. I never were there, but I had a very nice contact with him, and he's, in my opinion, a professional person. More expo kennel, and he brought us this very nice dog. And we have Sumo from Hungary. He's tricolor. He's tricolor. British Bulldog, FCE English Bulldog in tricolor color. And he is very cool and influenced the race, in my opinion. And so it's what there are very, very much breeding dogs in Germany. And so I think it's also possible to keep the influence from outcross dogs from other countries a little bit more closed. And I think you should start to get a little bit the real individual style in the dogs. Not by line breeding, but certainly a little bit keep the race a little bit closer and only bring in new material if needed.
Okay. It makes it.
Same health standard. Also the English Bulldog, outcross English Bulldog males, all had to be in the same health standards than the many Bulldog males. And so you can say in my opinion, these are the healthiest of the English Bulldogs you could get here in the Euro.